What's up, party people, to another episode of Who Asked You podcast. I am your host, Studi Too Groovy, and today we're going to be talking about President Trump's Platinum Plan. But not only will we be talking about that, but we will also be looking at some of the things that he's done for America and Black community, and hopefully we will have some people willing to come up and explain to the audience, to me, why they don't like Donald Trump, especially as a Black individual. So I'm going to wait till some people come in, and then I'm going to get started, and I'm going to be sharing this. Sharing this out. Okay. So let's get started. I see some party people in the building. Shout out to Phantom Duck. I don't think I've seen you in here before, so welcome to the channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have subscribed, then welcome back. So let's get right into it. So Trump, $500 billion Black American plan designates KKK and Antifa as terrorist organizations. Now, before I get started reading this article, right? This is Fox News. This is supposed to be like the most racist, news station ever, Let's remember that, because when I was looking for a synopsis of this plan, it was a lot of just anti-Trump rhetoric, and I promise you this is the only unbiased synopsis that I could find, which is very, very ironic to me. The plan calls for making lynching a national hate crime. So I'm going to just read this through. President Trump's plan for Black America designates the KKK and Antifa as terrorist organizations and calls for making lynching a national hate crime, while pledging to increase access to capital in Black communities by nearly $500 billion, Fox News has learned. The president on Friday is expected to roll out details of what the campaign is calling the Platinum Plan, which details opportunity, security, prosperity, and fairness for the Black community. Now, let me make sure that, okay, this is the most recent. This was published nine hours ago. Okay, so for decades, Democrat politicians like Joe Biden have taken Black voters for granted. They make you big promises before every election, and then the moment they got to Washington, they abandoned you and sold you out. And anybody with a brain does not need an old white man to tell them that, because we literally been through every election, and they've done this every election. The president is expected to say Friday, according to remarks exclusively obtained by Fox News, the Democrats will always take Black votes for granted until large numbers of Black Americans vote Republican. The president is expected to tout the plan as bold vision that we can and will achieve over the next 4 years. The president's plan, according to the campaign, will increase access to capital in Black communities by almost $500 billion, help to create 500,000 new Black-owned businesses, and help to create 3 million new jobs for the Black community. And here are some of the pillars in the breakdown, okay? So, can everybody see this? I hope everybody can. I want to try to make it bigger, because I want you guys to be able to. Okay, that's really big. Okay. Let me make sure. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Boom. Okay, y'all should be able to read that now. The Platinum Plan, President Trump's pillars. Opportunity: by achieving historic employment levels for Black Americans, as well as increasing access to capital for new businesses, President Trump has been committed to ensuring all Black Americans can achieve the American dream. Security: by signing into law the celebrated First Step Act, President Trump has brought common sense criminal justice reform to the American people for the first time in decades, while ensuring that our streets and communities are safe for families and business owners. Now, I got all night, so let me look up this First Step Act real quick. I don't want to give misinformation. Okay, I'm going to finish reading this, and then we're going to go to that First Step Act. Prosperity as the first president to provide long-term funding to historically Black colleges and universities, this administration continues to seek immediate and generational advancement for Black Americans and fairness as demonstrated through his actions to initiate investment into opportunity zones, as well as address health disparities, wage gaps, and necessary education reforms. President Trump works every day to advance a fair and just America for the Black community. President Trump's promise to Black America over 4 years: increase access to capital in Black communities by almost $500 billion. 3 million new jobs for the Black community, creating 500,000 new Black-owned businesses, increase access to capital in Black communities by almost the 500 billion. Safe urban neighborhoods with highest policing standards, commit to working on a Second Step Act, access to better education and job training opportunities, give Black churches the ability to compete for federal resources for their community, bring better and tailored health care to address historic disparities, immigration policy that protects American jobs, advance home ownership opportunities, and enhance financial literacy in the Black community, onshoring manufacturing to advance jobs and develop opportunities for Black-owned business. Fox News obtained a copy of the Platinum Plan. It states that it will prosecute the KKK and Antifa as terrorist organizations and make lynching a national hate crime, which that's a no-brainer. That's what it should have been this whole time. And I don't know why it's taking just now this president to actually do that. Like, let's be real, Obama had 8 years before Antifa even really popped off. The KKK been rocking and rolling since we got out of slavery. So I don't understand why they're just now being designated that. But the president's plan also vows to make Juneteenth a national holiday. Meanwhile, the president is also expected to commit to working on a Second Step Act, which we're going to get into the first one, and provide access to better jobs and training opportunities for those in Black communities. The Platinum Plan also pledges to give Black churches the ability to compete for federal resources for their communities, bring better and tailored health care to address what the campaign called historic disparities, and advance home ownership opportunities and enhance financial literacy in Black communities. Now, I don't know about the church thing because they get enough money from the people and they should actually be made, instead of the 501c thing, they should be made to use more than half of that money to fix the community instead of it just being for themselves in the church. Like, there's no reason why the pastor should be in a Bentley while his congregation needs help paying rent. Like, that just doesn't make sense. As for educational opportunities, the president is expected to vow in federal, state, and local community partnerships to close failing schools to replace with full school choice and education opportunity, while continuing to protect historically Black colleges and universities. The president is also expected to pledge to increase the amount of Pell Grants and allow for vocational employment and advanced targeted apprenticeship and job training programs. Trump is expected to slam his Democratic opponent, Joe Biden, saying that the former vice president is offering Black Americans nothing but the same tired, empty slogans. I stand here to offer you a solution, Trump is expected to say, while adding that no one in Washington politics today has done more to hurt Black Americans than Joe Biden. And I agree with that, honestly. But I don't want to keep reading hearsay because I don't want, I don't want to go off hearsay because I guess he's supposed to be talking and saying these words soon. But there you go. There's his platinum plan. Is it feasible? I don't see why it can't be. Do I think that this could be a play towards black votes? I would say yes if I didn't see the other things that he's been doing, which I'm going to show, a video. I actually got some pardons. I got some executive orders that he's been signing, and just to show y'all. But let me share my screen. I just looked this up on Wikipedia. The First Step Act. The formerly incarcerated re-enter society, transform safely, transitioning every person act, known as the First Step Act, was a bipartisan criminal justice bill passed by the 115th Congress and signed by President Trump in December 2018. The First Step Act, among other changes, reforms federal prisons and sentencing laws in order to reduce recidivism, decrease the federal inmate population, and maintain public safety. Hold on one second. I apologize for that, but let's continue. Okay, I'm going to read some of this. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Y'all can look it up yourselves. Title 1 directs the U.S. Attorney General to develop and publicly announce a risk and needs assessment system for all Bureau of Federal Prison inmates within 210 days of enactment, and to recommend evidence-based recidivism reduction activities. This risk and needs assessment system, once developed, is to be used under the First Step Act to classify prisoner risk of recidivism, match prisoners with suitable recidivism reduction activities based on their classification, inform housing decisions so that prisoners in similar risk categories are grouped together, and create incentives for participation in and completion of recidivism reduction activities. These incentives include increased access to phone privileges, transfer to penal institutions closer to a prisoner's primary residence, and time credits to reduce sentence length. However, time credit rewards are not available to all prisoners. I'm not going to try to read that. Where Title 1 of the First Step Act was codified, details nearly 70 types of convictions that render an inmate ineligible to accrue time credits for successfully completing recidivism reduction activities. Additionally, prisoners subject to a final order of removal, which renders an individual deportable, are also ineligible from receiving good time credit incentives. Those who participate in risk and needs assessment activities may be eligible for pre-release custody or supervised release as described in 18 U.S.C. 3624. This title also increases the number of good time credits per year, small sentence reductions earned by prisoners for good behavior from 47 to 54, which many believe was consistent with the original intent behind 18 USC 3624B1. Importantly, the law retroactively applies the good time credits, making some prisoners immediately eligible for release based on accrual of 7 additional good time credits per year. And I'm going to stop there because you get the point. They're doing prison reform. So, and recidivism is, in the simplest terms I can think of, just the way that some inmates who get released end up back in the system because of, they're psychologically, conditioned to make mistakes to get back where they're comfortable, which is the prison cell. But I'm just going to highlight one specific pardon because she's out here killing it. But Trump pardons, here's a list of all people Trump has granted clemency. This was updated July 28th, 2020. But I want to show just one specific one, and y'all can look this up yourselves. Angela Stanton, she's been killing the game. She's going hard for Atlanta right now, and she is a best-selling author who wrote Lies of a Real Housewife, Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil. Stanton spent 6 months on house arrest in 2007. For her role in a stolen vehicle ring, she was pardoned by Trump on a Tuesday. I just want to show you that, but you can look, there's just a list of people that he pardoned, okay? And look what she did. Instead of her being seen as a criminal, now she's running for office, so. Now, I got a short video that I want to play for you all about some executive orders that Trump has passed pertaining to unemployment, eviction, student loans, and payroll tax. And then I'm going to just show you all of the executive orders that he's passed since he's been president. And then when I get done with that, if anybody wants to come up here and explain to me why they do or don't like Trump, you will have the floor to do so.
Okay, so this is for the authorization of other needs assistance program, major disasters declaration related to the coronavirus disease. Okay, got it? Okay. So this is already invested in me. This is the payment relief during the COVID-19 pandemic. This is fighting the spread of the COVID-19 by providing assistance to renters and homeowners. We're doing assistance. And this is deferral payroll tax obligations. So this is your payroll tax obligations, which we're going to end up terminating eventually, right? How many pictures can you take over there? I mean, you're taking hundreds of pictures. What are you doing? Okay. I will. So that's the story. Would anybody like a pen? Would anybody like a pen? Would anybody? Why don't we hand these? We'll hand these out to you in the back. Okay, fine.
A year ago, I found myself homeless with my daughters. I found out that Goodwill and Google have a program to provide IT training.
So that was him signing some executive orders, and now I'm actually gonna show you all every executive order that he has signed, and then when I get done with that, if anybody wants to hop on, then and tell me why they don't do or don't like Trump. It is your time to. But these 48 executive orders are what he has signed up until 2020. So the latest one, which was in September, blocking property of certain persons with respect to the conventional arms activities of Iran, lowering drug prices by putting America first, lowering drug prices by putting America first. I guess that was two of them. One 7/24/2020, the other 9/13. Targeting opportunity zones and other distressed communities for federal site locations. Fighting the spread of COVID-19 by providing assistance to renters and homeowners. Excuse me. That was just last month. Combating public health emergencies and strengthening national security by ensuring essential medicines, medical countermeasures, and critical inputs are made in the United States. Addressing the threat posed by WeChat and taking additional steps to address the national emergency, with respect to the information and communications technology and services supply chain. Addressing the threat posed by TikTok and taking additional steps to address the national emergency with respect to the information and communications technology and services supply chain. Now, I'm going to stop right there because I know that that's like a big thing for people because people love TikTok, but they don't understand the dangers. Okay. I, Donald Trump, President of the United States of America, find that additional steps must be taken to deal with the national emergency with respect to the information and communications technology and services supply chain declared in Executive Order 13873 of May 15, 2019, securing the information and communications technology and services supply chain, specifically the spread in the United States of mobile applications developed and owned by companies in the People's Republic of China continues to threaten the national security, foreign policy, and economy of the United States. At this time, action must be taken to address the threat posed by one mobile application, in particular, TikTok. TikTok, a video sharing mobile application owned by the Chinese company ByteDance Ltd., has reportedly been downloaded over 175 million times in the United States and over 1 billion times globally. TikTok automatically captures vast swaths of information from its users, including the internet and other network activity information, such as location data and browsing and search histories. This data collection threatens to allow the Chinese Communist Party access to America's personal and proprietary information, potentially allowing China to track the locations of federal employees and contractors, build dossiers of personal information for blackmail, and conduct corporate espionage. And TikTok also reportedly censors content that the Chinese Communist Party deems politically sensitive, such as content concerning protests in Hong Kong and China's treatment of Uyghurs and other Muslim minorities. This mobile application may also be used for disinformation campaigns that benefit the Chinese Communist Party, such as when TikTok videos spread debunked conspiracy theories about the origins of the 2019 novel coronavirus. These risks are real. The Department of Homeland Security, Transportation Security Administration, and the United States Armed Forces have already banned the use of TikTok on federal government phones. The government of India recently banned the use of TikTok and other Chinese mobile applications throughout the country. In a statement, India's Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology asserted that they were stealing and surreptitiously transmitting users' data in an unauthorized manner to servers which have locations outside India. American companies and organizations have begun banning TikTok on their devices. The United States must take aggressive action against the owners of TikTok to protect our national security. So, whenever you hear somebody complain or whine about TikTok, please just show them this excerpt of the video and you can be like, okay, well, that makes sense. But let's go back. Let me read some more of the executive orders. And this is the official site, okay? Federal Register, Reader Aids, Insight into the FR ecosystem. National Archives. Let me see. Improving rural health and telehealth access, aligning federal contracting and hiring practices with the interests of American workers, lowering prices for patents by eliminating kickbacks to middlemen, increasing drug importation to lower prices for American patients, access to affordable life-saving medications, the president's executive order on Hong Kong normalization, White House Hispanic Prosperity Initiative, building and rebuilding monuments to American heroes, protecting American monuments, memorials, and statues, and combating recent criminal violence, modernizing and reforming the assessment and hiring of federal job candidates, continuing the President's National Council for the American Worker and the American Workforce Policy Advisory Board, strengthening the child welfare system to America's children, safe policing for safe communities, blocking property of certain persons associated with the International Criminal Court, accelerating the nation's economic recovery from the COVID-19 emergency by expediting infrastructure investments and other activities, advancing international religious freedom, preventing online censorship, regulatory relief to support economic recovery, establishment of forced labor enforcement task force under Section 741 of the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement Implementation Act, delegating authority under the Defense Production Act to the Chief Executive Officer of the United States International Development Finance Corporation to respond to the COVID-19 outbreak. And that was in May 15th. Promoting American seafood competitiveness and economic growth, securing the United States bulk power system, ordering the selective reserve of the armed forces to active duty, establishment of interagency labor committee to monitoring and enforcement under Section 711 of the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement Implementation Act, delegating authority under the Defense Production Act with respect to the food supply chain resources during the national emergency caused by the outbreak of COVID-19. That was in April. And remember when this outbreak stuff will start. That's why I keep saying these dates. National Emergency Authority to temporarily extend deadlines for certain estimated payments, providing an order of succession within the Department of the Interior, encouraging international support for the recovery and use of space resources, establishing the Committee for the Assessment of Foreign Participation in the United States Telecommunications Services Sector, National Emergency Authority to order the selected reserve and certain members of the individual ready reserve of the armed forces to active duty, and so on and so forth. So I'm not going to keep reading, but as you can see, he's been putting in work. And actually, the executive orders that I read off is in direct, I think the word I'm looking for is contrast to how mainstream media is saying he's been running his presidency. So I want anybody to come up here or even just in the comments, tell me, what do you do not like about Trump? Why do you think he's a bad president? Why do you think he's a good president? Like, what do you think about him and his stance with the Platinum Plan trying to help Black America? Do you think it's just a ploy for Black votes, or do you think he's actually going to do it and use it based on not? I'm trying to get people to use logic instead of emotion, because a lot of the times when I talk to people about, you know, Trump and everything, they just say, "Oh, he's racist. Oh, he says mean things. Oh, da 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 da." But they never say like what he's actually done negative towards the American people. I have yet to hear anything outside of he doesn't make me feel good with his words. So I'm going to give it like 10 minutes because I don't want to sit here all night, because I feel like I already got my point across. So anybody who wants to speak their mind, please do it now while you have the floor. And while I wait for somebody to speak up, I will probably play a song. Probably. So once again, the question is, why do you or do you not like Donald Trump as president? That is the question. Anybody? Does anybody have an answer why they do or do not like Donald Trump as a president, as a person? Can anybody tell me in the chat or want to come up here? I will actually, let me put the link in here. Paste. Boom. Anybody can come up here and tell me why they do or do not like Donald Trump. Especially if you're Black. I really want to know, what is it about Donald Trump don't you like? And while I wait, I'm going to share the latest single by Flint artist King Cassius. It's called Extraterrestrial. And while y'all think of y'all answer or hit that link, please enjoy this song.
I really need to be smoking some weed right now. I just popped 1,000 instead. On the king tip though.
Damn, that shit slaps.
I had to address some little niggas. Showing some do's and don'ts. Have doers and doers. It's a big difference. If you ain't gotta be from Bam, you don't drop enough.
100 balls to change a nigga's schedule. First mistake you made was letting niggas shine ahead of you. Second one was letting messy bitches get the best of you. I don't save hoes, so I ain't the one to rescue you. Get some money, put your people on, that's what you better do. Wake up every day to run it up and be a better you. Rap niggas, rap bitches, this what cheddar do? Rap niggas, whack niggas, I'll tell them too. When I'm scamming, I be writing shit ain't near legend. Flirting with this ugly ass bitch behind the register. Hit the O and do a turnaround like it's the letter U. Mama always told me chew the beef and eat the vegetable. Adding money, I be rounding to the nearest decimal. Smoking alien, I'm feeling so extraterrestrial. Told the plug, make sure the bag you throw is catchable. Throwing balls, but I got the stick, ain't finna wrestle you. Get them on my face because my resume is credible. Since the first back, my track record been impeccable. Hold my own dick, ain't putting niggas on a pedestal. Used to fuck with Doggy till I found out he was telling too. Told on all them niggas in that statement, oh, I'm scared of you. I can show you niggas what the first and what the second do. Third and the fourth and the fifth, sixth and seventh too. Dominating like I'm Shaq, I'm feeling like I'm 7'2". Yeah. I just served Lisa and Kelly, they were hella too. Took an hour, they say shit about it, they was hella cool. They bitches want the shit. They say it put them in a better mood, more tips than better made. I can never pay the full. I just need a couple person. Let me buy 82. Rio need to buy 30, and he want an 82. Free KD, can't wait till they let my baby loose. Lamb chops, lobster, and broccoli, that's my plate of food. 100 both to change a nigga's schedule. First mistake you made was letting niggas shine ahead of you. Second one was letting messy bitches get the best of you. I don't save hoes, so I ain't the one to rescue. Get some money, put your people on, that's what you better do. Wake up every day to run it up to be a better you. Rap niggas, rap bitches, this what cheddar do? Rap niggas, whack niggas, I'll tell them too. At the spot, got the sack jumping like a kangaroo. Played it like a gentleman, I told you I'm a gangster too. Steady asking where them dollars at, that's my gangster boo. Low key, still pay the full, I feel like gangster Luke. Told my old hoes I'm on now, no thanks to you. I done made paper off Bradley and Franklin too. Terrorize a nigga whole block, he can't wait to move. Little dog artistic, he'll paint you too. Ayy, 100 pints to change a nigga attitude. First mistake you made was passing back when niggas passed to you. Second one was letting greedy bitches get attached to you. I don't save hoes, so I ain't the one to paddle to. Get a bag and get my money right, that's what I had to do. Wake up every day to run it up and get that package through. Rap niggas, rap bitches, that's what trapping do. Rap niggas, whack niggas, I tax them too. Ay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what just happened, but yeah, that was King Cassius with Extraterrestrial. Now, I hope I gave y'all enough time to figure out why you don't like Trump. Please tell me, because every time I post something about Donald Trump, people get mad at me. People want to yell. People want to argue. People want to be a keyboard gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got all the time in the world to type on Facebook. So I want to actually hear your voice. I want to hear your conviction. I want you to tell me, why don't you like Donald Trump as a president, as a person? Do you like him? Do you think that, you know, all the things that he's trying to do for the black community is just for a vote? Please let me know. I need y'all to tell me. Like, I really want to know, because I'm tired of keyboard capping and trapping with niggas who are scared to talk to me. So please come up here right now. This is your chance. It's only 30 minutes in. I'm gonna try to make this last for an hour, just to let people, you know, speak their mind. But I don't want to be sitting up here talking to myself all night, you know, because I do got work in the morning. So please let me know. For all the Trump haters out there, please just tell me, why don't you like him? And I'm not trying to argue. I'm not going to judge you. I just really want to know, why don't you like Donald Trump? Because there has to be a more intellectual reason besides, oh, he's racist. Because if he said something that hurt your feelings, okay, I understand that. But look at the executive orders that he's pushing. Look at the legislation that he's pushing. Like, that actually matters. Like, that matters more to me than some supposed racism, because your words and your actions mean something. It can't just be, oh, you heard some chopped up audio, you know? Because also, I want to say this too while I wait. Some people throw the accusation that, you know, Donald Trump, oh, he's a rapist and yada, yada, yada. Okay. He may have some cases against him. As far as I know, all of them are unsubstantiated. But with Donald Trump, there's a speculation. But we literally seen multiple times Joe Biden be a creepologist. Okay? There is no excuse why an old man should be sniffing a young girl's hair. Like, you can't justify that to me. And whenever I bring that up to people, they only say, oh well, Trump is bad too. Like they don't have a intellectual based argument. No, you can come up here if you want to. I'm just saying, I do want to hear a black person's perspective. But if you have something against or for Trump, please hit the link. Like, I don't care what race you are. He is a creepologist. Like, that's just what he does. But please, anybody, just come up here, tell me, because I really want to know. Like, because I'm tired of typing. People want a keyboard trap all day. Like, I've had so many people like challenge me, and then when I say, "Oh, let's debate," then it's I'm not gonna waste my time talking, and it's like, yo, like, like you either got an opinion or you don't. I don't talk about this kind of stuff to try to convince people to believe what I believe. I just like hearing different perspectives. And yeah, so I'm waiting though. Let me see if I can find that other article too that I shared earlier. Yeah, that song's still in my head though. I might have to run it back. Okay, I have another article, and then I'm gonna play another song. Then I'm gonna get out of here because I don't want to just sit here all night. But this is from the New York Post. This was from yesterday, as in the 24th. Trump unveils healthcare plan, signs order protecting pre-existing conditions. Not now. President Trump outlined his long-awaited healthcare plan on Thursday, signing a series of executive orders he said are aimed at protecting Americans with pre-existing conditions, ending surprise billing, and introducing more affordable public options. The move comes as Trump administration tries to overturn Obamacare in the Supreme Court after getting rid of key enforcement tool of the law, the individual mandate, when Congress eliminated the penalty for not having insurance, which is great because you shouldn't be forced to have something that you don't feel like you need. Abolishing it could mean 20 million Americans lose their health insurance, though the case will not be heard until after the election. We're delivering better care with more choice at a much lower cost and working to ensure Americans have access to the care they need, Trump said of his America First health care plan at an event in Charlotte, NC. The first executive order requires that health insurance companies cover all pre-existing conditions for all customers, a move he floated in August. So that is showing that he actually does what he says he's going to do, But let me continue. President Barack Obama's plan, formerly known as the Affordable Care Act, already includes a provision that prevents insurers from discriminating against Americans with pre-existing medical conditions, but rallying against Obamacare as a terrible plan that sent premiums soaring. Trump claimed the GOP was the new party of healthcare. The Democrats like to constantly talk about it, and yet pre-existing conditions are much safer with us than they are with them, slamming Joe Biden's health care plan, which he said will result in rationing care. Rationing care, denying choice, putting Americans on wait lists. The historic action I'm taking today includes the first ever executive order to affirm it is the official policy of the United States government to protect patients with pre-existing conditions. So we're making that official. The commander-in-chief described his plan as 3 pillars. The second, offering more customizable plans, which he claimed would be 60% cheaper than his predecessor's plan. When I took office, more than 50% of counties nationwide offered plans from only a single insurance company on the individual market. Excuse me. I think that's like Blue Cross Blue Shield is what he's talking about. Starting next month, more than 90% of the counties will have multiple options to choose from, which is really some difference. He went on announcing small businesses will also be able to offer more affordable options to their employees. I'm going to stop there. Oh, no, I cannot stop there. The second option will be legislation to end surprise billing and pushing for price transparency on hospital procedures. The days of ripping off American patients are over. So, I say all that to say this. Speaking of this, because that makes sense, but I have somebody that I will be debating about Democrats' role in Black America, but I may or may not, I don't know, I haven't set this in stone or anything like that, but I may, instead of doing that live, just on the computer, I may want to do that live in person at a small venue, but it being live on YouTube, if that makes sense. I've been thinking about it. I think that would be really, really cool to do, but we'll see. I don't know. I don't want to make any promises, but that's where my line of thinking is with that. But yeah, absolute AI, that makes sense. And yeah, but I feel like people who watch this show, especially those who watch this show regularly, are very intelligent, or at least, if not intelligent, very opinionated and can articulate themselves in a manner. Like, I don't think anybody that's not intelligent, like anybody who isn't intelligent, probably couldn't watch the show, is what I'm trying to say. So I believe that the party people that be in the chat who be watching this are very intelligent. Now, they may not be as outspoken as I am or like want to be on the platform like that. I understand that. But I kind of wish they were. So, I could have a nice little dialogue or at least have a different opinion. But because because nobody has come up, I am going to treat everybody with one last song for the night, and then we're going to end it. And y'all might as well just get used to King Cassius because, he cold right now. He the coldest rapper out of Flint. Hands down. I don't care what nobody say. So let me share my screen. And I want everybody to have a good night as I close out the show with one of my favorite songs right now. This is called Remote Control by King Cassius. Please enjoy.
It been a minute, huh, Bino? King.
You ain't gotta be from Bam, you don't dropping this.
Outfit Marcy O, still talk bossy though. Smoke sack across the coat. You talk crazy on the ground, but you walking though. I'm all access and places it costs to go. Leaning off a foe. You know I murdered the pussy, it's all she wrote. Luda, I'm throwing bows. Lulu, I'm tossing dope. Right off the boat. This my perky flow. Gabby at 69, how I work the flow. India at Little Darlings, I work the pope. Like a 5-star chef, bro, work the stove. Like a race car vet, cuz work the road. I control the flow. no remote control. I try to stop drinking lean, it be working though. I try to put the purse down, it ain't working though. He tried to run off on me, he was nervous though. Because the last nigga tried to got, hey, I wanna cut your bitch off, she the worst for sure. And when I do, I promise you gon' be first to know. I got some paper and bag, got some in her purse for sure. But I got some cards only going to certain stores. I don't wear it, ain't no service, but I'm serving though. How you flexing with our muscles, fake buppies on? Hit the dog 7 times, brought puppies home. Then I dance on that bitch like Puffy Cone. We in the spot calling up, keep the curtains closed. But the phones don't stop, keep them coming though. Young dog, a musician, he let trumpets blow. Like a corned beef sandwich, this an onion roll. Ay. King. Hey, you ain't bought it, you don't enough, yeah. You talk crazy on the ground, but you walking though. Luda, I'm throwing balls. Lulu, I'm tossing dope. He tried to run off on me, he was nervous though. It's like a race car vet, cuz work the road. I control the flow, no remote control.